It's easy to lead when things are going well. It's harder when you're under a lot of pressure. Those, though, are the defining moments when others look to you not for perfection, but instead for steady and calm direction. See, executive presence isn't about having all the answers. It's about how you carry yourself when the stakes are high. Today, I'm going to walk you through what executive presence looks like under pressure and how to lead in a way that earns trust and drives action. Let's dive in. Most people think executive presence means having all the answers. What it really means is staying calm when others can't. Because when things go sideways, people don't follow titles. They follow the one who brings order to the storm. Here's the truth. Anyone can look confident when things are running smoothly, but when the pressure's on, when a deadline is closing in, tensions rise, and all the eyes are on you, that's when your presence either builds trust or breaks it. This all starts with how you show up. Let's break down what separates leaders who react from leaders who respond, because executive presence isn't something you're given, it's earned when it matters most. First, let's talk about what happens when pressure hits. It's been my experience that most leaders shift into performance mode. They tense up, they over-prepare, or they try to control every detail. But executive presence doesn't come from trying to impress. It comes from staying anchored in purpose. When you know what matters most, you lead with conviction, not just composure. See, I once worked with a COO who had to deliver tough news about a major restructuring. She was nervous, not because she didn't know all the facts, but because she didn't want to appear uncertain. We made one simple shift. Instead of trying to get every word right, we focused her communication on the outcome she wanted, clarity and trust. That changed everything. She spoke in plain English. She paused often. She let the silence do its job. And by the end of the conversation, her team wasn't panicking. They were aligned. Here's a reminder. When you focus on the impact you want to leave rather than the impression you want to make, your executive presence elevates to a new level. Here's a leadership truth. Your team will never rise higher than your level of composure. When you stay grounded under pressure, you don't just make decisions better. You set the tone for your entire team. So your composure or lack thereof creates a ripple effect. If you're steady, your team rallies. If you're reactive, they unravel with you. I worked with a C-level executive once during a major product outage. Clients were calling nonstop, teams were scrambling, and tension was sky high. He could have jumped in with full urgency and added fuel to the fire. Instead, he stepped outside for a few minutes. He grounded himself and he came back in calm, clear, and under control. That energy shifted everything. His team mirrored his focus. They executed faster and they came out stronger. See, composure under pressure doesn't mean you hide stress. It simply means you lead through it. That starts with self-awareness. You got to recognize your triggers. You got to breathe before you react. Because in high stress moments, your team will take their cues from you. And what you say next matters more than ever. When pressure mounts, a lot of leaders ramble. They over-explain, they fill the silence, or they try to say everything to everyone. But executive presence isn't about saying more. In a lot of ways, it's about saying what matters, clearly and with conviction. The most trusted leaders speak with purpose. They cut the fluff, they kill the jargon, and they anchor every message in clarity. There's a phrase I often share with clients. Here's where we're going and why. One line. That's all it takes to cut through the noise and get people aligned. When emotions run high, your team doesn't need more information. What they need is direction. As a leader, your job is to bring them back to what matters most. Not everything needs to be said. Not every moment needs a reaction. But when you do speak, you got to make it count. Here's the bottom line. Executive presence isn't built in calm waters. It's built in the heat of the moment. When things are messy, when things are uncertain, when the stakes are high, how you show up under pressure sets the tone for everyone around you. If your leadership presence brings clarity, composure, and conviction, your team will rally even when the path forward isn't as clear as you'd hope. But if your presence adds confusion or tension, that energy spreads real fast. So the next time pressure hits, remember this: you don't need all the answers. You just need to show up as the kind of leader people want to follow: calm, clear, anchored in purpose. That's executive presence under pressure. It's a skill you sharpen one moment at a time. If you're serious about leveling up your executive presence, I got something for you. Download my free ebook, The CEO Shift. Empower your leaders to think like entrepreneurs and lead like owners. Inside, I'll walk you through how to elevate your leadership, how to drive alignment, and how to build a high-performance team that owns the mission. If you're not quite ready for that level yet, then let me at least send you a signed copy of my book, Freedom to Experiment. It's all about how to reignite your energy, sharpen your focus, and build unstoppable momentum. The book is free. All I ask is that you cover shipping. Hit the link in the description, and we'll take care of the rest. Okay, if today's message hit home, here's how you can help others find it too. First, like this video. Drop a comment about how you show up with executive presence, and of course, subscribe, because every week I'm sharing strategies to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate results. Remember this: you're just one idea away. Talk to you soon.